getting going. Okay. Hmm? Ah, hey Marcus, how you doing? Hey, what's up? How are you? So last week I was messing around with, still stuck on that problem where, like, trying to load dynamic scenes. So it was this whole thing here of this, like, getting a scene by passing a string, and it turns out that, like, I mean, this crazy signature here of this, like, box of a dynamic of future, which has its item as a box of a dynamic scene. So basically, like, that kind of idea bubbles up of like wanting to return a like a dynamic scene inside of a future. The future itself becomes a dynamic thing because, like, each like, I don't know how to explain that well, but basically it can't be like impl future, because that would just mean one type of future. Like if I wanted to do something like to return impl future, you know, item scene, like that kind of thing, and then whatever error equals error. So this wouldn't work. I mean, like, obviously it won't work here because, like, things aren't matching, but the idea of that doesn't even work because it gets instantiated to, like, one specific kind of future, which evidently can't be that it returns a trait object. I thought that was really weird, but evidently it's right. That was the big thing I was struggling with last time. But now it's working. So what I'm dealing with now is that I want to be able to just kind of, like, switch between the scenes and have it clean up. I don't think I'm going to add, like, all the cleanup code, but right now I have this weird issue where, like, if I switch between the scenes, it's, like, literally just staying on the page. And that's not good. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. So, yeah. Where was I? Right. So I have this, like, should stop. This also, like, something that's really kind of bothering me with doing Rust, like, just basically on Sundays, is that I'm finding it really hard to kind of, like, remember all these little details. You know, it's life. Gotta work the day job. So yeah. Right. So I had this thing of, like, why am I saying that? That this whole confusing thing of the tick, the request animation frame tick loop, is super confusing to me. I have a link to where it's at on the, where is it? Yeah. So, like, going off this sample code from the official like Rust WASM group, like, this paragraph is just crazy. If we want to call our request animation frame in a loop, but only a fixed number of times. Okay, fine. After it's done, we want all our resources cleaned up. Good. Okay, to achieve this, we're using an RC. The RC will eventually store the closure that we want to execute on each frame, but to start it contains none. Okay. After the RC is made, we'll actually create the closure, and the closure will reference one of the RC instances. The other RC reference is used to store the closure, request the first frame, and then is dropped by this function. I think I have to, like, sit with it, like, print this out and, like, meditate on it. But bottom line is that I think this is kind of like a copy paste situation. I had it before and it's working. What I had here is that I had this method on this scene trait to, like, signal whether or not it should like, hold on to it. So yeah. So so I'm just kind of using that to, like, you know, to start trying to figure out how I can, like, clean this thing up. Like, I'll store, like, a flag that it'll return when it's done. So just a good name for it, I think. Maybe hold or remember tick. I don't know. Remember tick. And it's still ticking. It's not. Wait, hold. I think hold tick is better. Yeah, I don't know. The other thing is that I have a similar mechanism for the for like the resizing when the window resizes. Cool. If you don't mind, if you could paste like a repository with some code samples. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that is the idea. Cause like right, like okay, cool. Yeah, this is like assigning to G what's it assigning to G? Yeah, this new closure. Then G is a clone of F. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, actually, wait, I'm going to call it. Actually, you know what? I'll call it ref. Okay, so now I should have some bugs. Okay, fine. This is a little ugly, whatever. Oh, all right. Yeah. More difficult to implement. Oh no. All right. Okay, that's cool. All right, but now why is it still going? So hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna mute the. I just realized this drop isn't going to work because it's never going to get called. Shoot. Okay, so then I need some way to like I think I need some way to signal like when we switch the scene that it's like dropped even though it's not really dropped. Why is it persisting actually? Ooh. Oh no. Shit. So really, what I think I need to do is check in like the ticker to see if the scene matches, and every scene should have an ID of some sort. It's kind of nasty. I don't like it. All right, whatever. But at least we can get rid of this like should dispose thing, so that's nice. We'll just deal with that on like a drop thing. And actually, I like that actually. It's gonna be cleaner even though it's. What we should do though is have an ID. Alright, let's see. I don't know if I want to get into all the lifetime stuff here. Let's see. Oh, this is actually kind of nice. Okay. And Marcus, how's it going with you and your WebGL Rust adventures? Cool. Oh, whoops. Let's get that back up. All right. All right, this is actually nicer. I'm kind of glad that we ended up doing this route. So then it should be in the DOM handlers. What we really want is uh-oh. But then it is always going to match. That's not good. All right, let's just like start seeing what happens. Really? Come on. To like somehow oh man. How the hell do I pass this thing in? It's just going to keep going forever. Hey, so I have this really annoying problem that the I realized that I don't know that the main app, like it gets it calls this thing that's going to trigger a future, because this whole pipeline has to be in a future for loading images and stuff, and whatever, it kicks off the ticker in here. The ticker is just like, like you said, it's like this recursive loop that doesn't ever die, and I think it needs to be passed, I don't know, like some sort of, I really don't know. I'm not sure how to like the right way to structure this so that it has a way of being killed. I'm thinking that maybe what I want to do is actually pass it all the way out up to the JavaScript level somehow. Like the JavaScript should get like some function to call that'll like dispose everything. And that is going to be really annoying to work out, but I think that that's the way it's got to be. So let's see. So first of all, I just want to log like what we're getting on the JavaScript side. I think we're somewhere in scene. I forgot where we're doing it. Component. Yeah, that's the thing, is like this would be way, way, way easier if we just had the loop in JavaScript. I mean, this would be a piece of cake. I mean, I'm not like minimizing the effort. It's just that like a request animation frame loop, like in JavaScript, is easy and doesn't have to. We don't have to deal with all the memory management. But the idea here is that I really want to keep everything in Rust. Like I'm very tempted just to like give up completely and move everything to JavaScript. But no, stay strong and do everything in Rust, no matter how hard it is, or how much I have to learn about it at least. I think it'll pay off in the long run of being able to like have these, references. Because I think this is just inevitable. Like, ideally we want to be able to just run the whole thing in WebAssembly and not worry about garbage collecting, especially for something that's going to run every tick. So yeah, that's the goal. So here we go. All right. So first of all, I just want to say, like, what are we getting back from this? I just completely forgot. That's funny. I actually had this like there. It works. What? Oh, okay. Right. All right. I don't know what this is. F. Just gonna comment that out. Actually, we don't even want to map it. Just want to return it for right now. Great. Error. Right. Because this is nothing. So, yeah. All right. So the ticker. I just want to try, first of all, just see if I can map, and let's like just return something. So like let equals whatever. I just want to like try and return a function of some sort. Okay, expected type found. Okay, all right, cool. Closure to JS value, fine. So we want to get a JS value. Okay, we want to convert a closure to a JS value. Good. I think that'll clear up some of my confusion of the ticker loop also, of like what's this like closure type here. Oh, all right. I think something's starting to click, like a little bit vague. Another thing I was just confused about is like when do we need boxes and when we don't? So Marcus, maybe you could help me to, maybe like if I'm just totally off here, but I think if we want to return this like closure wrapper thing, we have to box the inner closure, because the inner closure could hold references to all kinds of data. And so Rust doesn't know like how much space it takes. So we have to put it in a box so that we could pass the box to JavaScript, maybe. Okay, I want to look up this closure type. I think it's a WASM specific thing. JS is closure. That's my guess. WASM bind gen closure. Okay. Handle the closure in Rust as well as the JS which will invoke the Rust closure. Yes. Okay. Good. Closure is a primary story that static lifetime to transfer from Rust to JS. Closure requires the closure it's created to have the static lifetime. Damn. Okay, Okay, let's see. The type is a handle when it's dropped. Okay. All right, fine. Fine. All right, I'm just gonna give this a shot. Like, we then pass it. Is it letting us? Yeah, okay. What? Why? Why can't it just return the closure type directly? Or does it have to be this closure handle thing? All right, whatever. Let's see. So, oh, man. So we really want a promise of a closure. Can we do that? Okay. What? Oh. Oh, all right. We just can't give it a strong typing. Fine. Closure. We want to call it closure wrap. Wrap box new. Yeah, fine. Let's just give it a move. Okay. The type. Okay, do we have to like include something here? JS cast. We have JS cast. I don't see it. Okay, so let's include it. Okay, expected closure found JS value. All right, and what's wrong here? No, that's not what I meant. I want to pass it off to Oh, can I do that? Oh, that's cool. Got rid of that error. Okay, one more to go. WASM closure is not implemented for closure. What? Closure wrap box new. Okay, I have this thing. It's like the same thing, so maybe I need to just give it a as box. Good. Maybe. Cannot move out of borrowed context. Okay. Borrowed close. Okay, there's probably a better way, but let's see if that actually works. Okay, that's ridiculous. And can we actually call that function? Let's open this in a new tab. Nope. Why? Why can't we? I think maybe we have to leak it. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's interesting. Hmm. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, unchecked ref2 owned. is this new type annotation? guess let's try and do this. Yeah, thanks. I hope so. At this point, I'm just wondering if this is all typical Rust stuff. It's just like everywhere. But I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna like get this. I mean, I don't think I usually say that. Like I've, learned a lot of stuff over the years, but this isn't like sitting. I don't know. All right, why is this not working now? Okay, it's calling this thing. This wasn't a realistic idea. Let me open this up on that. Mm-hmm. Okay, the truth is that it's actually pretty close to where I was before with the whole scene name check. And that'll be a lot nicer. Why would that even... Oh, man, sorry. Yeah, my schedule's been a little weird. Last week I didn't have that much time, and then the week before that I just couldn't get on. But cool. Awesome. Thanks. Hope other people are struggling too. I mean, you know what I mean. Yeah. Cool. That's where like misery loves company. Right? But yeah. Thank you for spreading the word. I hope it makes more exciting for you too. You know, to have more people to kick it over with. All right, this might maybe. Can I return? Let's see if I can. Let's see. I want to be able to get a message here. Console. First of all, are we still compiling fine? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this is just some weird Firefox thing. I don't know what that's about. It doesn't... Okay, so the cleanup is firing, theoretically, but it's not doing anything. So now, I'm hoping if we could just set the tick stopper borrow mute dot stop true. Could we do that? Of course, it wouldn't be that easy. Private. Oh, all right. So let's. Hey, all right. Let's see if this does what we want. Yeah, all right. Awesome. Yay. One problem down. But it's not clearing the screen, but that's... Why is that not happening? All right, but that's fine. So at least we have this callback that lets us like start clearing stuff out. So that's cool. All right, so then I think we also want... all right, I think the goal I want to get to is to be able to drop the scene. So, okay, I just want to... Getting a lot of messages here. I think it's a little silly. It's loading quad. Let's get rid of some of that. Where is it? Yeah, we don't need this. What else? From WASM, we can get rid of that also in our scene. Yeah. Okay, cleanup. Where is that happening? Oh, right. Okay, so the tick should be firing. I mean, stopping. Good. Okay, now we want to get drop. Yeah, it's the quad scene. Quad scene. All right. Drop for quad scene. Drop self. Oops. Is that right? Is that the right signature? Nope. No. That has to be mutable. Okay. Now we want this to say dropped quad scene, but it's not. All right, why? What's still holding on to? What could possibly be holding on to this after it's dropped? Maybe it's the resize thing. Let's just get rid of the whole resizer and see if we get something there. What happened? Oh. Yeah, okay, cool. Good. Great. So now we just have to do a similar thing for the resize. So let's change this to, you know what I'm thinking actually? Does this even need to be, can we just have it be just like a straight Boolean? Like, why do we need it in the struct? Let's just, it seems a little ridiculous. Cool. Okay, and this does not need to be mutable. Should tick. Whoa. Okay, right on. Uh-oh. Okay. That's cool. I don't know why that crashed before. Maybe it was some weird compiler issue. Okay, cool. So now, wait, why isn't it dropping? Oh, because we have the resizer. Right, so this should... Yeah, alright, whatever. Let's just do it. Okay, so now we want to give this rc clone keep alive. So we want the same sort of thing here. And how the hell is this staying? How is this RC not being dropped? Oh, because it's being held by that whole cycle thing, I think. Screw it. All right. Point is, it's working. Okay. All right. So now, what's the deal here? Oh boy. Don't like that. Okay, well, all right, first of all, let's kill this thing. All right, I'm wondering if we forget about it here. Yeah. All right. So what does that mean? I mean, this is gonna crash, right? Because if we resize the window, yeah. Damn it. Okay, so all right. Just think about this for a second. I think is there a pen and paper can help. So the request animation frame loop works like this because it's always being called, so there's always some check to see like if it's valid. So if it's not valid, it has an opportunity to like kind of, you know, drop itself basically. The resize handler doesn't have that because it'll only fire when the user resizes the screen. So we need to return this callback out of the resizer so that we can then drop it when the real cleanup thing fires. I think that's gonna work. Not sure though. Let's see. Let's try this out. Do that. All right, I guess we have to do it as a box. Yeah, what's wrong with this? Oh. What? Wait, why? Ugh. Really? Hey Anders, how's it going? Yeah, just going crazy trying to just deal with like basics here. Still weeks and weeks of just this insanity of yeah. Nothing a bottle of whiskey won't cure. But just this like hooking up the Rust to the JavaScript stuff. Still just on like the very basics. It's nuts. It's like almost as bad as when I was like trying to learn PureScript, but like worse. But whatever. That's the way it is. But Marcus over there says that once I get these basics done, then we'll be able to fly. Yeah, I think like I don't know how much of it is Rust itself versus this weird like trying to get it to work with WebAssembly. Truthfully, I have no idea because like that's this is my only experience with it. Like it doesn't feel like it's necessarily like one or the other, but I think just like the basic idea of like trying to like because Rust is all about automatic memory management and we're like dealing with trying to pass stuff between this like wall, it's gonna make stuff weird, but I didn't expect it to be this weird. Anyway, so what I'm up to right now is that I finally got like basically most of the overall pipeline stuff for just basic getting the like scene, getting something to render and dealing with it in terms of lifetimes and stuff is basically working. It's just this one last thing of dealing with cleanup. So if we go to the should I have this open new tab? So if we look like here, like we're returning a promise of the scene. Like that was kind of a big thing of because we want the scene to be able to asynchronously load textures and stuff like that. And then we want to be able to load a scene based on a string, like to have different scenes that will load. So there's all this stuff of the trait objects. So this is what took me the past like probably, I mean again I'm only working on it Sundays these days pretty much, but like the past 2-3 weeks of it sounds ridiculous, but of just like trying to return this basically a promise that just resolves a scene, but like whatever, it's a future that resolves it's a any like a dynamic future, meaning it can be any like different kinds of futures that return different kinds of scenes. So it turns out you have to use these like din trait object things. The big thing today is dealing with trying to do cleanup and getting the scene to drop. So just got it working with the request animation frame loop, which is great. But now I'm stuck trying to do the same sort of thing with the resize, like the DOM resize thing. So what I'm trying to do is just return a freaking closure like up to the higher level, but not just a closure, a like a WebSys, like a WASM closure, not just like a Rust closure. Like this is the Rust closure here, but then that has to get like converted into this like JavaScript closure thing from Rust's perspective, and then I'm thinking that we want to return it back out so that we could drop it when we need to, and then hopefully. The truth is, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. Do we really need to do that? I want to see something real quick, just as like a just like a little proof of concept thing here. I want to try and result box of FM mute and error. Okay. What? That should compile. Why isn't that compiling? Expected time. What? No. Why is this a problem? What? Okay, what's the type of this CP? Oh, what? No. Oh, it's not. It's not a box. It shouldn't be a box. It's just a closure. What the hell? Maybe I did something weird. Expected type. Wait, what? No. Why is that the expected type? That's not the expected type. What the hell? This is just bonkers. Yeah, okay, fine. What is this? Wow. That's crazy. Oh, alright, got a new apply over here. Okay, so let's just pass that back to cool. Okay. Yeah, that's basically the idea. Yeah. Okay, what the fuck is going on here? Whoops. Okay, what? Expected result found. No. What the hell? No, that's not. It's obviously look, even if like box new, like let's just freaking make it a closure. Okay, what the what? Give the move keyword, see if that changes anything. Okay, why the hell does that work? This is great. I don't get it. I really don't get it. All right, here's a very straightforward thing. Why does this work? But this doesn't. How does this make any sense? Could it be maybe the comments are messing up? I mean, I doubt it. It obviously would screw up like every program in existence, but. I'm glad you think it's funny. Only thing I could think is like maybe it's because it's returning a different error type, so it's. Oh, okay. No, wait, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, fine. I just have the types wrong, and the compiler isn't helping me the way I want it to. Right. So really, this is. I think the problem here is that the Vim plugin isn't really telling me what this right, callback. Yeah, it's like not really telling me what this callback is returning. I don't think it can actually. No wait, yeah, it can. I don't know why it's not. This error to JS. Fine. So. Because I needed to give this the. Okay, so far this would be a. 1 second, and then get window size map error. I think the issue here. Yeah. Okay. You know what, all right, I think, yeah, all right, resize CB. Okay, cool. All right. It's still not going to help us with the bigger problem, but at least for now, we can try this out. Oh, we're still going to have an error because we are passing that keep alive thing. Right? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do that. Cool. Should be compiling. Great. Okay, stopping to dropped quad scene. Cool. That's kind of no. Do we want that? Not exactly. We want to go a step further. We want to, oops. Okay, resize server. Shit. Oh, all right, cool. That's not a problem. Yeah, all right. Nice. Oops. But it's actually the opposite. I mean, so it's actually going to want to do the opposite of what it's doing, but let's, okay. Just for the hell of it. I need to make like a helper for this JS. I think I had one at some point, but okay. What? It should. Why isn't it calling it a second time? That's weird. Damn it. In fact, let's just That's not good. Oh, okay. I think what I need to do is have it forget, and then I'll manually drop it. So box it, and then I think I could do that. Yeah. right. Yeah, okay. We're on to something. So if I don't do this, then it'll drop the scene, I hope. Shit. Wait, that shouldn't have worked. Why? Oh. Okay, that's interesting actually. So if I do this, okay, sorry, sizing stops. Stop tick dropped quad scene, right? Okay, but then if we hold a reference to it, then it's like still valid. Okay. So what if we drop it? Oh, how do we call drop? I forgot. Box. Oh, just drop? Okay, cool. And I see something here about leak. What's that about? Instead of, I think leak instead of forget, is that? Whatever. All right. Okay, so I'll give that a shot. Ooh. Why? What? Does this matter? Okay, let's see if we get some better error messages here. Okay, this looks more helpful. I have some problems with the window, like I can't quite grab the corner. Okay, wrap box. Okay. What? Okay, wrap the... Jeez, look at this freaking message. Okay. In a closure with no arguments. Yeah, okay. Fine. I think we did. Oh, no we didn't. Yeah, we did. Oh, it's taking a reference to the... No? if we don't do this, then everything type checks. Yeah. Okay. Must call drop crazy type box. Expected FN mute closure found all right, well, what if we Oops, what did I do? Nope. Oh. Was that all that error message was about, really, at the end of the day? This? So we need to do the same sort of like. Oh, wouldn't that be okay? See why that's a problem. Oh, this has to be the value edit. Alright. Compiles maybe. Yeah, right? Seriously. Alright, this doesn't crash, which is a good thing, I guess. But it's not doing what I want. Stopping tick, dropping. No, it shouldn't be dropping because there should still be a reference to the... Well, you know what, actually... What if I just pass this whole thing? I don't think this is really going to do what I want. No, this isn't going to work anyway because eventually I'm going to need the... I'm going to bring all this stuff back. Okay, fine. Damn it. It's because of the... Right, because... No, wait. Oh, because unless we actually reference this thing... Is there a way of like telling it to explicitly move things into a closure without like referencing it? Like I want to tell it like to use this, but I don't want to actually call take on it. Like I have to do something with it. I guess I could just do like that. Like that's a statement that could be okay. Oh. What? Okay. That worked. Wow. And now what's going to happen if we try to resize? Runtime error. Of course. Wait, no, wait. Actually, that's fine. That's actually right. How do we unset? That's. I think we're actually pretty close. What's going on here? All right, what am I doing? Engine window set on resize. Right, it's WebSys actually. WebSys, where's the WebSys API? WebSys API docs. Okay, window. Set on resize. Okay, the question is how do you then unset? That's interesting. Is I mean, like, it can't be that Rust will only allow you to have one event handler. But at the same time, how do you, like, unset it? Unless there's, like, an unset? Let's just look for all the resize stuff. Actually, I'd like Chrome better for this, but on resize. That is weird. Let's try it and see what happens. Kind of weird, but okay. Resizing, cleaning, presizing, subbing to drop in C. Okay. Whoa! Wait, but it's still like doing something. Or is it not? No, it's not. Right, it's stretching it out. It's not working anymore. The WebGL stuff is still no. Why is that? I think it's just because that was like the last GPU call, so it's, I don't know, whatever. But okay, cool. This is a little bit ridiculous. That's my note to myself. All right, I just want to think this through. Like, why does this work? And also, how do we have multiple? I'm going to log this as an issue. This is weird. Oh, no, it's okay, because it's not like an add event listener. It's like setting the dot on resize. That's actually, what the hell? All right, whatever. I don't care right now. So why does this work? All right, so we set F to a reference counted, like reference counting tracker thing, set it to none, and then we clone it, fine. And then we set the clone to point at our callback. So as long as the clone, oh, okay, and then we're returning. So, okay, so at the end here, f is going to be dropped. Let's, how do I even check that? Because it would be after the return. Whatever. Okay, so I think here f is dropped. Oh, sorry, G is dropped here. But then F is still being held onto. I wonder if it even matters if I change this to G. Just out of curiosity. No, it doesn't. Okay. So why do we have to clone this thing? That's what's confusing me. Like why? Like if it's retaining at least one copy of it, so why can't we just like do this, which is what I had before? Like why does this not work? Oh, maybe I was too excited and it actually didn't work when I oh, shoot, right, because that's the whole... All right, so what I need to test now is if I go out to the scene. I might have been excited too early. I want to not... Here, let's see, clean up. Don't want to clean up yet. Okay, so now it's like retaining... Hey, okay. Yeah, cool. I don't know why that wasn't working before. And that's a little scary. I think maybe I just had some weird thing where I like had a, where I wasn't, like I had this commented out or something, so it was being dropped right away. So this actually makes sense, I think. Is there a way of doing this even simpler? I think the big question is, why do I need this whole RC ref cell thing? Why can't I just like have it in a box and manually drop it? I think that's my a big hang up. I want to try that one more time. Now that it's like all basically working, I want to try and box and drop it. Okay, so just gonna call this like a B, and that's gonna be a box new JCB, and then I want to mem forget B. Okay. Can I do that? Yeah, good. Okay, and then here I want to mem drop B. Oh, because that's going to give us a whole fn once thing. Why? Because you can't drop more than once. Okay, fine. So we have like checking if it is dropped. I think that's a question for the Rust users group. Oh, wait, you know what? Why don't I just... So what I could do is I could have it as a sum, right? And then oh, you know what? Why don't I just do this? It's like the same thing as the ref cell, but simpler box new. And then I could say sum. Okay. And then forget it. No, I don't even need to forget it. Then I can reference it in here. Do B. Okay, yeah, that I could do. Okay, what's the problem here? Cannot borrow as mutable. Alright, that's interesting. A little clearer if it works. Yeah, so far so good. Okay, and then let's see what happens if we kill it. Whoa, what did I do? Alright, doesn't matter. Clean up. Yeah, now it should stretch and not have any errors. Cool. Alright. So I think then... Alright, that's a... I don't get why I was having such a problem with this, but okay, cool. I mean, I think what was happening for sure, I'm like 90% sure now, like I'm not going to go back and look at the video, but I'm pretty sure what was going on was I was like going back and forth between like commenting this out, which here, like if I, well, right now it's actually gonna still free it, but here if I scene component and like not clean it up right away. Okay, so if I like comment this out, I think it's gonna still free it. No. Oh, right, obviously, because it's like it's wait, no. But now the question is, what happens if I try and resize? Is this gonna crash it? Yes. Okay. Okay, that actually makes sense. I don't know if y'all are still here, if anyone is paying attention, but this, all right, this actually makes sense. It's not crazy. It's kind of crazy that we have to think about this stuff, but okay, cool. So if I, so in order to free the, you know, I'm actually gonna write a comment here. To hold on to the callback as long as the cleanup function isn't called. This will effectively drop the CB. Okay. So if we didn't pass it, right, okay, so yeah, if we didn't pass this up into this like cleanup, well, let's clean up CB. agree. Yeah, I don't like that we're like forgetting it here and then, wait, what? Oh. Yeah. Is there a nicer way to do this? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I totally stole it from the request animation frame cycle callback thing. Like that's what they do here, basically, and what we ended up doing like by passing down this keep alive thing. But it's cool, like now actually understanding it a little bit better. And what's interesting is that we had the same exact solution using RC and ref cell. No, actually, no, that's different. No, it's same idea basically. Just I guess, I don't know, but yeah. But yeah, setting this to a none will then drop that. And the reason this all broke was because if we don't pass this cleanup resizer inside of here, then the box is dropped. No, yeah, this cleanup gets dropped, and then the box gets dropped, and then there's no way it ever gets run. And then when we resize, there's no more reference to this JSCB because that gets dropped. Okay, so I want to say that one more time, just that like I understand it. So so basically we're setting this JSCB to the window on resize, but this JSCB is going to be dropped as soon as cleanup is dropped, right? And cleanup is holding on to JSCB because it's holding on to this B, and this B is initially holding on to this JSCB. So then when we call cleanup, then we can like drop JSCB on purpose when we want to by setting the, here, let's just name this something a little bit nicer. JSCB holder. JSCB holder. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So then when we just comment this out, which is what I was doing before just for like debugging and stuff, then everything gets screwed because then it's never moved into this closure. It's never held onto, it's never forgotten here, and so it's immediately dropped, and then everything goes crappy. So, okay, so I just want to double check. This should give us a runtime error if we resize. Yep. If we comment it back, but don't, whoops, what am I doing? Oh, crap, all right, whatever. Okay, so if we comment it back but don't clean up, so everything should be fine. It should be just calling our resizer. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, there's a little jitteriness, but that's normal. Okay, it's calling resizing over and over. If we clean up right away, then things should be resizing, cleaning up resizer, stopping, dropping quad scene. That's the magic one we want to look for. And resizing shouldn't be an issue, and it's all good. In fact, the tick, I just want to double check that the tick is also yeah, let's log something in the tick. Oh, we have actually to log the timestamp. I have this like little commented out thing. for sure it's not firing, because otherwise this scene.tick would crash on us, but let's double check. It should tick like once and then, yep, awesome. But if we don't clean up right away, then we should get a bunch of ticks. Yeah. All right. And lastly, so now what I want to do is in the okay, oh, I want to change this all to React hooks, but not now. Let's say this is now getting to the JS side of things, but so really, so on component, component did unmount, right? So let's say component will unmount. Free me. Okay, that probably isn't actually where I want it, because it's not going to unmount it with, right. So right. I don't know. This is, I don't like the way I've set up all this React stuff. That's a thing for another time, though. I actually want to use like FPTS and stuff like that, about options and things like that. But whatever. For right now. So let's do like this. Or this is not nice. I don't really like this. This is not really good, but whatever. Okay. Ooh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, right, yeah, that makes sense. Again, that's really lame, but whatever. Awesome. We're not getting those other errors. Just have to clear the screen in between. Great. So that should be pretty straightforward. Well, not that straightforward, actually. But Nah, I don't think we need that. I think it'll also be first of all, console log. Let's see how we do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wow, what's this? Okay. Yeah, nice, good, cool. So now we should be able to just WebGL rendering context and clear the screen. What am I looking for? I think right. We want like the different bit masks. I forgot which ones. I think the depth and the color, right? Yeah, buffer bit. Okay, color buffer bit and depth buffer bit. I don't think the depth actually really matters here. Whatever. All right, let's see if this works. Yay! All right, awesome. We now can just get our freaking rectangle off the screen. But there's a lot going on, you know, that it's like freeing all the stuff through the drop traits, kind of. I mean, no, I mean, it is. Basically, all the complexity of the request animation frame and resizing is like in its corner doing its crazy stuff. Yeah, right? Right. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, right? The truth is, there's a lot, like, it's, I don't know if you ever saw the, there's that article about the black triangle. I don't know if you ever saw it. It's a great little, let me see, game dev black triangle. It's an awesome little story. I like sharing this with, like, here. I mean, the short version is just like, right, the developers behind like Twisted Metal on PlayStation and some other stuff. I mean, they'll say it better, but I'll just give it over like, yeah. Like, I mean, it's short. It's like a short little anecdote there, but it's really cool. But the basic idea is like they had a certain amount of budget to like build these games, and they were like, after a few months or whatever it was, they had nothing to show. And then finally there was this huge like celebration from the developers. And someone like, I think a secretary or marketer, I forgot who it was, but someone who wasn't one of the developers like came in and they asked to see like, you know, okay, so what's going on? Like, where are we with all the budget? And the developers just showed like a black triangle on the screen. And they were kind of freaking out. Like, you know, we have deadlines, you know, these huge titles. Like, these are the people like, again, behind like, you know, big PlayStation titles. So, and then the developers explained like, yeah, it's just a black triangle, but it's a black triangle that's being rendered through our whole pipeline. You know, it's like going through the whole thing, and then, you know, okay, right now we haven't added lights or textures or anything, but, and then from then on, they were able to like fly. So I don't think I'm able to fly at all yet, but this is a huge relief that we can like go through this, you know, that we have. Again, we're returning a promise, which means we'll be able to start loading textures and stuff through Rust futures, because that's what's happening. I think it's worth, like, I think it's a good stopping point, but I think it's good to like maybe just go through quickly like where we're at, because I might forget by next Sunday also. But yeah, so we're returning. I think like the big idea, actually, I'll say it like this. Again, like, forgive my ranting, but it kind of helps me like go over it too. I think the big idea is that like we kind of want to, exactly, Marcus, what you were saying earlier of like once we can really fly with like just the Rust side of things, then hopefully it'll be a lot more idiomatic, and if not go faster, at least be like more in the realm of like normal Rust stuff. So the problems we'll be hitting are going to be a lot more like, you know, standard. And I think a lot of what is done is a lot of the like stuff of pushing like all the complexity of the JavaScript WebAssembly bridge stuff like kind of out to the edges. So we have this like, you know, we're going to be able to work with Rust futures throughout the whole pipeline basically. It's not quite done yet. That's like the one little thing that need to work on a little bit. Like if we look at the quad texture data thing, like we are returning a future, but there's like, you know, there's more, it's not really working totally yet, but we'll get there. Oh no, sorry, it's not in here. It's in, where is it? Fetch, I think I started calling it, or XHR, what did I start calling it? Yeah. There's a lot of comments here of stuff to fix, but once we get the future returning properly, which we will, and that's out at the edges. The whole memory management of dealing with the request animation frame loop and the DOM resizing and storing a reference to it in the React component, which doesn't have to be React, but the bottom line is that it's something in JavaScript that's like holding on to this thing that we then want to free when it changes. And I think what's really cool is that like all of this is just happening in Rust. With WebAssembly, we're not actually doing any of the looping in JavaScript, which I don't know if it was worth it, but at least it's, you know, it's kind kind of like the goal of where I want to go with this. And we can load different scenes by passing different strings. That was a nightmare also, and that's done. So yeah, good stuff. I don't think I could actually read this code if I was looking at it for the first time, which, I mean, I'm laughing about it, but I don't like that. Like I generally like want to be able to understand stuff. But I think part of this has to do with also the async await. Like I put this note here because I think like just like we had with the error handling, I remember the first few streams I was like really struggling with error handling and dealing with the result type, and ended up learning the question mark syntax that is awesome and is kind of like async await, and I think it's going to end up being the exact same thing with async await once that lands. I don't know where it's at, but I think part of it has to do with moving to Rust Futures 0.3, and I don't know if the WASM like stuff is up to speed with that. I think we have to stay on 0.1 for now, and so I don't think we can use async await yet. But anyway, good stuff. Yeah, guys, thanks for joining me on this adventure, and hope it was interesting. Cool. See ya. Bye.